Welcome back. It's National Singles Week, and our next guest says being single is more than just about dating and relationships. In fact, she started her own company to fix the gap and to offer lifestyle news from a single person's perspective. Sherri Langburt is the founder of SingleEdition.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me today.
You know, if you watch advertising, if you listen to the politicians, singles in this country are kind of invisible. You wouldn't even know that anybody is paying attention to them, and yet they make up a huge percentage of the population.
I'm glad that you bring that point up. It's exactly it. There's 92 million Americans living here, and that's more than 50% of the population. And again, it's not just politicians, it's businesses, marketers, the media. No one really focuses on this large segment that's just growing.
Mm-hmm. Your website has a number of different things, advice about where you can go out to eat, relationship advice, all that kind of thing. But I noticed that you also list certain trends, 5 trends for singles. Do you want to go through those?
Definitely. I mean, some of the trends that we're seeing in terms of singles is, you know, the typical ones that we see are people staying single longer, choosing, embracing their independence. Some of the other ones that we've come across is the need for travel, traveling on their own. There's people who are not staying put. It's luxury travel. It's not just, you know, backpacking it through Europe. Mm-hmm. There's also trends in terms of home ownership. I think it's at 52% of the population are single homeowners, and that's an amazing demographic in terms of, amazing numbers in terms of real estate. We also see entrepreneurship. So many of the people are entrepreneurs and starting their own businesses. In addition to that, we have a lot of people who are, you know, living in 2 different cities is another big trend, and bachelorhood. There's so many males that are staying single for much longer now. It's not just women.
You know, there's that scene in Jerry Maguire where he says the famous words, "You complete me, you complete me." But that's not the attitude of all singles. There are quite a few people who have decided, you know, I'm happy being single. I don't need another person to complete me. And what your website is doing is helping to equip them with certain aspects of society and places to go, restaurants where they're more accepted, that sort of thing, right?
We look at it as there's 2 different types of people. There are singles who celebrate their independence and they embrace it, and then there's people, so those are single by choice, and then there's singles by circumstance, and we're a home to both. We try to accommodate both types of lifestyles. For some people, it's, you know, they love being a free spirit and they don't want to be tied down for whatever reasons, and other people need a little bit more, you know, of a home environment to get through it.
Do you find that there is a real bias towards singles in certain parts of our society?
Definitely. You definitely see it in the workplace. There's workplace policies that don't deal with, you know, the solo, and a lot of our readers from Single Edition write in and they say, you know, one of the biggest challenges I have is at work. Mm-hmm. Family-friendly policies, which exclude singles. There's other things in terms of corporate America, not from a business perspective, but when you say the marketing messages, they're not making certain benefits available to singles. So you see different segments of our population get discounts and promotions, and then singles kind of get tacked on with a lot of different supplements that they need to pay for.
Right, and I remember going out even to restaurants in New York City, which is pretty forward-thinking in a lot of ways, but there are certain restaurants you would go to as a single, and, you know, they'd make you sit at the sushi bar or whatever. They didn't want to give you a whole table because that was a loss of revenue in their eyes.
Exactly, and it's the same thing across the board in terms of, especially within the travel industry that we see it, or in health clubs and fitness clubs, you'll still get the join with your spouse and save, and you know, it's like, there's those single people. They don't have a spouse.
Right. All right, Sherri Langburt, thank you so much for coming in. SingleEdition.com, is that it?
Yep. That's it.
Great. Well, good luck to you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the great advice.
Thank you.